It's Monday the 17th of October and I've just finished picking today's orders. Not the busiest of weekends, something like 17 orders across eBay, Bricklink and Brickowl. A few eBay orders going out, various minifigures, some of the Dark Troopers going there and some other collectible minifigures. The rest are mostly parts orders. This one's the biggest order of the day at about £55 for something like 86 lots, and other bits and bobs of minifigures and other parts orders all here as well. Now it's 5 to 11 now, and post office closes in an hour, so I need to hurry up and get these packed and ready to post, and then I'm gonna get back to getting some more stuff uploaded. Now, we ended the week last week on just over 550,000, so I'm going to be pushing at least for 575 this week, hopefully, but let's see how we do on that. If I could get to 600, I'd be absolutely thrilled, but I think I've got through most of the bulk lots now, at least what I've got here in the store at the moment. The rest would be at the container, so we'll see. I might have a run over to the container and get some of the more bulk stuff from there, but you know, really it's about getting more lots in at the moment rather than the bulk, so we'll see what we can do anyway. I just want to have a little rant about eBay buyers who are fraudulently, I believe at least, fraudulently trying to claim that their items have not been received. And typically, I think this happens where the service used to post the items are an untracked service. So traditionally, I would have always sent items second class, which is free of charge postage included in the price of the item, and of course second class is a non-tracked service. And on eBay, against each order there are flags to say that the item has been paid for, is shipped or whatever, and most importantly has been delivered. And what I think is that that delivery flag is not always updated despite the items actually physically being delivered. And when buyers see that that delivery flag is not checked, and they know or suspect that it's an untracked service, then they're putting a claim in thinking, well, I'll get my money back because this indicates that I haven't had the item. They're not going to be able to prove it because they won't be able to provide a tracking number, and therefore they'll be forced to refund me. Well, that just isn't true. So for instance, here is a second class label. This is a label that I actually sent this particular parcel out on, and as you can see, it's a second class item. It's got my Brick Arena logo on, etc. And importantly, it has, despite not being a tracked service, has a unique trackable reference code that Royal Mail can check against. And if you go to your local Royal Mail depot and ask them to check that number for you, and you may need your member of staff there to be friendly, but I believe that if you go to the depot, anyone will do this for you, and they will check and they will tell you where that item is. Now, I had an example of this a week or two ago. Someone said the parcel was lost. It was about 2 weeks after I'd shipped it, and they checked it and it was still showing as being in a depot. So I refunded that person, no problem at all, because it hadn't been delivered and was seemingly lost. Now, in this case, I took this label to the depot and they were able to give me a 4-page printout showing me every step of the way of this item. Despite it being second class, they had it checked, and importantly, they were able to show me that this was delivered on the 28th of September at 11:05. Now remember, this person raised the claim on the 15th of October, claiming that they hadn't received this. So I believe it was just a blatant fraudulent attempt to get their money back. In this case, was about 21 quid. And I just think it's appalling. And I'm fed up, to be honest, of the number of these kind of cases where people think it's acceptable to put a claim in against sellers who, you know, we're not Amazon, we're just little individual sellers trying to make a living. And I just think this is shocking. So when I find people now, I'm reporting them to eBay, giving them all of the details of the case, and I'm advising that I believe these people have made a false claim under eBay's rules, and hopefully eBay will investigate, and I'm sure that if they show some history of putting in such claims, that hopefully they'll be eradicated from the eBay system. So anyway, sorry if that sounds a bit ranty, but you know, this is something that really annoys me, to be quite honest with you. The majority of people in the Lego community are fantastic, and are very understanding of any issues that occur, but this kind of fraudulent behavior just can't be accepted. So we're ready to start adding some more items. I've actually just done a drawer that had some 2x4 tiles in it, and I've already put those away. I have got someone else doing a little part out of a set. That these are what's left to get through, but the ones that they're doing at the moment is the one with the Luke Skywalker figure and the 3 Dark Troopers. So I'll probably have that to upload to the store later today as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this drawer done, which are these slopes. We'll get these added to the store, and I'm not quite sure whether to keep going through the drawers or whether to knock another of the red and black units off. So might well do one of those once I've got this drawer done. So that one didn't take very long at all. Probably took about 30 minutes to count all of this, pull my existing stock and merge it into the drawer. All done, and just ended up being about 1,500 parts. And I've pulled another drawer now, ready to get this one done as well. And all sorts of things in here, some profile bricks, some sloped bricks, and some of those with the groove. So I'm not sure how this is going to end up, because we've got multiple sections of the same color, which is a no-no for me. So we might only end up with half a drawer here, possibly. It might be one that I can merge with something else, but I guess I'll see how it goes as I make progress with it. Not sure how much I'm going to have to add to this in terms of my stock. I'm not sure that I've got many profile bricks in stock, for instance, but we'll see. Let's have a look and see what we end up with. So after sorting through the drawer that I showed you previously and pulling in some of the additional colours from my inventory, I have actually almost filled this drawer of these kind of log type bricks that we've got here. Few spaces at the back, but I may add some more colours in the future potentially. Now that did leave me with a few things that needed to go elsewhere, and the masonry bricks that were in that drawer I've just put into existing locations that were in the store here, and there's some empty drawers that I've been able to fill with some of the colours that were in smaller volumes. That left these sloped bricks here that I had space in another drawer for, so they've all gone into the back here. in these 6 remaining sections that were left. So just going to get these put away. I'm told that my part out is now ready for me to bring in and get that put away. Probably a little late in the day for that, but I'm going to go and put these drawers away, bring in the other set that's being parted out, and I may at least prepare the brick store file today, at least ready for upload tomorrow. Tuesday the 18th, and just 8 orders in this morning, all fairly modest orders, 4 of them on eBay, and 2 Bricklink and 2 Brickowl, so fairly even split with everything. Nothing exciting to mention. A bunch of minifigures in the main, and 1 or 2 parts orders. Next up for me this morning is going to be getting this little lot put away. So this is the first proper part out that I've done in a good while, to be honest. With the purchase of the store, it's been just a case of you know, counting and listing bulk that has come from the store. So I wanted to get some of these done, partly because I've been selling the figures on eBay and they are selling, so you know, I have to keep going into the boxes to pick a figure out. So we figured we might as well get this parted out and clear a bit of space on the desk as well. So there's 7 of these, 75324. I'll get these put away, and then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next, but I'm conscious that I have got these Origin black units taking up space, so I'm probably going to work on one of those next, and we'll get another one of these parted out this afternoon as well, hopefully. So that's it for this morning, and we'll see where we are later today. So as I mentioned previously, next up for me is going to be another of these orange cabinets. This one is cab 4, and I've done a search on cab 4 in the Brick Pickers file, and that has come up with a list here that has got almost 11,000 items apparently in this cabinet. We'll see how accurate that really is when we get these counted. Of course, it can be that some of these are in overflow as well, but I'm only going to count what's actually in this orange cabinet, and going to get these sorted and integrated in with the rest of my stock, and I'll come back and tell you exactly how much was in here. So I just picked up 3 extra orders, and I've quickly picked them ready to go off to the post office in about 20 minutes. But just wanted to show you this one, because I love this kind of order where you sell out of things like these tiles, these 1x1 tiles with the various eye patterns on them, because you always end up with hundreds if not thousands of these things when you're parting out the creative box sets, and these all came out of the Brick Pickers stock anyway. So good to see those move. I need to get these packed up quickly though and get them off to the post office. So this cabinet, which was cab 4, has now been emptied and all put away and is ready to be listed. And you might recall that there were meant to be close to 11,000 parts in here, and I said at the time that, you know, didn't look like there was anywhere near that amount. And I can confirm that what we have got is 3,666 parts. And we can take a quick look at this list of parts that were not in the cabinet. They are listed as being in the cabinet, so they all have a cab 4 reference, and that would have amounted to 5,500 of those. So 5,500 and 3,600, that's just over 9,000. So I must have reduced the quantities in here by about 2,000. That, at least that's what I estimate now. So I'm assuming that that means that the shortfall there would be in an overflow bin, probably in the container. And I can only assume that these parts that are left and were not discovered in the cabinet are all actually going to turn up in another cabinet somewhere or in some other storage. So we'll keep these in the Brick Pickers file, or we'll put them back in the Brick Pickers file as still being there to list. And I'll get this file that I have been able to pick and count uploaded. So that's going to be that 3,666 in 95 lots is going to get uploaded to the store today. Wednesday the 19th, and just 5 orders this morning, so nothing major. Some parts orders going off to the US and France, others are UK based, and just got to get them packed up and off to the depot later today. And then small part out here of 5 of this 76207 set. Need to get that put away first. And then I've got one remaining orange and black box. When I say one remaining, I mean remaining in the room here. There's a load more of them back at the container. So I'm probably going to work on getting that empty today. And then I'm going to have a trip back to the container either today or tomorrow, because most of the drawers in here now are either already sorted or are empty. There's still probably maybe a dozen to do, but nothing major in any of those. Nothing super exciting, at least. Now I do have a stack of empty drawers here on the floor as well, which are going to be going into the units when I finally get them swapped out for these. And maybe that's what I'll try and do when I go to the container, maybe, but I need to get all of this emptied first and put into empty drawers. And I think everything that's in there for the time being is going to go into these drawers here under the desk, I think. So still a bit of sorting out to do, a couple of small sets still to part out as well, and then we'll bring some more orange containers back, orange organisers rather, back from the container, and bring another 4 back, I think, to work on. That's going to depend on whether I can fit them in the car, of course, if I do bring the drawers back for up there. So lots to do, as always. Still got some bulk here to find somewhere for as well, with all of the black boxes that I use for the bulk storage all filling up, some there on the top, and then there's more along the bottom as well. And I've actually got a few on the floor here. So this is where I do struggle with the size of the room a little bit with things like this, and where to put them, but it is what it is, and we make the most of the space we've got. So here we are with another of the orange and black units here, and these are Von House units, which I'd not really heard of until I got these, to be honest. But they're I always thought they were a cheaper option than the Rayco units that I use. So I use over here, these cabinets that you see over here are all Rayco 44 drawer units, and they've gone up an awful lot in price recently, but I got a lot of these for between I don't know, I got most of them new between about 16 and 22 pounds, something like that. They're now a lot more expensive than that, and I think you're probably lucky to get them for much less than 27, 28 pounds or more. Now, so I just had a look to see how much these are, because I'm going to be selling these when I have emptied them all. And I was actually surprised at how expensive they are, because these are £33 a piece to buy new. I know obviously I'm not going to be looking for £33, but they are going to have some decent value in them by the sounds of it. So I'm going to have a fair few to get rid of. Now, I know a couple of people did reach out. I have to see if I can find their details, because they were willing to come and collect, I think. I think the sooner I get all of these emptied, then the better, to get them, not just the parts put into the store, but the boxes actually moved on, and that'll make some space in the container as well. But anyway, I'm going to get this one emptied. This is cab 6. I've pulled the parts already, or the parts from the Brick Pickers file, and there's meant to be 7,700 items in here. Again, not sure about that when we sort of look, although there are a lot of smaller items in here that are gonna, you know, be in reasonable quantities as well. So we need to get all of these counted and added to the store. So anyway, we'll crack on with that, and we'll come back and let you know how many we actually did get from it. So after sorting out all of the parts from the latest orange and black organizer, I actually ended up with 4,248 parts in 83 lots, which is quite a bit shorter or lighter than what was originally in the file. Now, there were a few items that I didn't find in the container. So these must be somewhere else, I assume. So I'm going to be copying these back to the Brick Pickers file in case they do show up. And they accounted for 1,115. So still a couple of thousand down on what we anticipated being in the container. Now, having said all of that, as I've said many times, I think what is the case quite often is that there'll be a balance of some of these parts in another location in the container in a bulk bin. Brick Pickers had a similar method to mine where he did keep things in some bulk bins. So once I get to those, then they'll be added in at that time. So still need to get this little lot priced up and uploaded, and then we'll be calling that it for today, and we'll move on to something else tomorrow. It's Thursday the 20th of October, and there's actually no postal service today. Royal Mail are striking again. There's also another strike on Tuesday, so they're really coming thick and fast. So we have got orders today, but they won't ship today. So I may well hold off before I actually pick these, but there's 3 on Bricklink at the moment, and there's also 3 on Brickowl and 2 on eBay. We're probably gonna just stay indoors today. It's a miserable day outside today. I was going to go to the container, but the way the weather is, I can't be at the container and have the doors open, and the rain will just, you know, get inside, and that's the only downside of the container not being in an enclosed environment. I've still got plenty to do here, so it's not a problem. We've got a couple of part outs ready to put away, so we've got 5 of set 10782 to put away, and 5 of this one, which is 107.81. So that'll get them out of the way, and then I'm probably going to work through the remainder of the drawers that we've still got. A few that you can see by the ones that have the number on, that they still have something in them. There aren't actually that many left that have a number on. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this section. All of this row here is now done, and you can see that we've now taken all of the old labels off this row, and they're all looking really nice and neat now with those old brick picker labels removed. The intention was to get those changed out today, but as I said, with not getting to the container, I'm not going to be able to do that. Still got this big stack of empty drawers here that are to go in the end there when I do manage to get those swapped out. But anyway, lots to do, as I say, and we'll just crack on, keep going. If the weather does change, I might manage to get to the container this afternoon, but not looking very likely by the way the weather looks at the moment. So we've got today's orders packed, even though there's no post today, and I'm just working through the dregs of the remaining drawers that are left in this room. I've just done one drawer which I didn't film, which was some 1x1 snot bricks, and here we've got some 1x plates that I just need to count. It's not going to take very long because there's not very much there at all. And then where we go from there, I'm not sure. We've got some used heads in here. We've got a drawer down here of some odds and ends of electrical stuff and some other bits and pieces in there. Maybe that's a contender to be next. We've got some dishes and some windows there. So still, you know, still things to do, but I really am in a position where I need to be getting to the container, to be honest, before too long, and get some more stuff brought back here. So I'm just sorting through this drawer of windows, and this really highlights an example that I've always used in part out values in the past, because in here we've got a ton of purple window frames, and now these purple window frames only come in the Harry Potter night bus set. And the night bus set, I remember people were buying because it, you know, theoretically had an amazing part out value. Well, I say amazing. It was over 3, possibly 4 from memory, and don't hold me accountable on that. But I never ever bought any of them, to be honest, because I just looked at the set and I thought, you know, who is going to buy all of these purple bricks, and especially all of the purple windows? And I don't know how many of these have sold, obviously, from the Brick Pickers UK stock, but I suspect not very many, and I suspect I'm going to be sat on these purple windows for quite a while. But hey ho, that's the way some of these lots go. Hopefully some will move well, but some are going to be stuck for a little while. Next up, I'm tackling this drawer, which is a drawer full of used heads. And I'm doing this one partly to add some extra lots, and I do find that the heads sell well anyway. But I'm also just getting down to the end of the drawers that need to be added to the store. So they've got to be done. So as you can see, they're all bagged and all have numbers on. I couldn't actually find the drawer number that these were in the file, so I'm having to go by the numbers on the bags, and in fact I'm really just typing them directly into my BPX file on here. I've only just started, added half a dozen here, and then I'm going to get them put away. So we'll see what these add to the store. Sometimes there's a bit of value in these, but we'll see how we get on. Friday the 21st, and we've got 6 orders to add to the remainder of the orders from yesterday, which didn't get posted because of the postal strike. All parts orders, mostly UK based, although there is one here for Australia and one for France. Need to get them packed up pretty quickly though, because I'm very late in the day today getting this done, and I need to get to the post office in the next 30 minutes. So it's going to be a bit of a race to get these packed up and labelled and off to the post office. I'm just on my way to the container. It's Friday the 21st and it's just after 5 o'clock. I'm actually stood at the moment at a rail crossing, so don't worry too much about me holding the camera. I'm finally swapping out the drawers that I had near my desk and swapping them out for the coloured ones, and we'll see what else we can pick up along the way. Well, I'm back at the container, and the reason I'm back is because I need to now get some of these coloured drawers back out of here, get them back to the house, and swap them over with the clear drawers that I've been using for a while. Now, if I've got any room left, which I doubt I will have, I'll take some of these orange cabinets with me as well. Still plenty of these to get emptied and listed, but let's see how many of these we can get in the car first. So far I've got enough of the drawers, these are the drawer carcasses, into the car. That's enough for 24 drawers, 3 stacks of 8, and I already had some empty drawers back at the house, and the remainder of these should make up the 24, which should also give me the range of colours that I need to match the other stacks. And it looks like I've got enough room for 1 or 2 of the orange cabinets, so I'm going to grab a couple of those now, and then I might have a little look and just see if there's anything else worth grabbing quickly. So I'm losing the light a lot here, so the torch or the flash, whatever we want to call it, has kicked in. Now, I was thinking about taking some of this stuff to get parted out, but I have got a bunch of sets still to be parted out back at the house, so I think I'm going to leave that. I did look at taking some of this stuff, which would be good for getting high quantities into the store, but nothing massively saleable, I don't think. This would be a good one to take, but I'd like to take the whole box, and I just don't have the room in the car at the moment. I'm tempted to just throw these few bags of sort of bulk bricks in the car, though. I have already put some 2x6s in. I had a bit of a run on 2x6s and 2x8 bricks, so I might look at those. For the rest, it's going to have to wait. Lots not. This is all of the stuff here, I think, that is going to get my lots up, and I can't wait to get to this lot, to be honest with you. But I'd sort of promised myself that I was gonna get on with all of the new parts first, get them listed, and get them into the store before I start cracking on with the used stuff. That's given me time to sort out what space I've got back at the house in terms of racking and how it's organized for new and used. There's a bunch of new parts in there as well, I can see. And this remaining stack here is not going to go back to the house, so this is probably going to be sold. But the problem I've got now is it's a mix of horrible colours, so I don't see it being very attractive for people. What I might do is think about splitting it out and trying to make 2 short stacks of pink and purple stacks, and see if they'd be attractive for a, you know, a girl's room or something. But we'll see. Lots of empty containers around here, so all of these were new and empty when I brought them from Brick Pickers. Lots of empty organisers there, and those are the ones that I use for my minifig parts, so I'm sort of hanging on to those. There's more empty ones even at the back there. Of course, all of these back ones are going to get emptied at some point in the hopefully not too distant future. So we're going to have lots of storage items to move on and sell, and hopefully that'll create some space in the container, and we might be able to think about downsizing the container at that point. But still a bit of a mess, still lots to do, and I'm going to call that it for today and get this lot back to the house and get it all set up and organised.